why Americans eat so much cheese. I'm really curious to see what we got in this video and see why exactly Americans go so crazy for cheese. So before we do get into this, appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's see what we got.
Americans
make me hungry.
love cheese.
Okay, same man.
Cheese consumption reached an all-time high in the United States in 2018. Which is weird because Americans are drinking less milk than ever. Consumption of fluid milk plummeted from 247 pounds per person in 1975 to 146 pounds per person in 2018.
How come?
But at the same time, cheese grew from just over 14 pounds in 1975 to about 38 pounds in 2018.
Wow.
Plus an extra 2 pounds of cotton.
Wait, hold
to about
up.
38 pounds.
That's what? It's nearly a triple? Yeah, nearly a triple, bro.
In 2018, plus an extra 2 pounds of cottage cheese, which, let's be honest, is really a separate category altogether.
Okay.
The only other category of dairy product that has seen such growth over the last half century has been yogurt, which is still a far smaller share of the total than cheese in terms of consumption. So why are Americans eating so much more cheese when many other categories of dairy are...
Hey, it just goes so well with like other foods, you know what I mean? Like, you could put it on crackers, you could put it on meat, you could put it on pasta. Why have I already put cheese on anything?
either falling, stagnant, or growing only slightly.
Let's see. Let's see why you Americans go crazy
The
for
rise
it.
of cheese in the United States owes a lot to the rise of restaurants, carryout, and delivery, according to cheese historian Paul Kinstead. One type of cheese that has absolutely exploded since the 1970s is mozzarella.
Okay, I do like mozzarella.
You are most likely to see melted all over pizza. Americans ate 1.19 pounds of mozzarella per person in 1970 and 12.15 pounds in 2018, making it the most popular single variety of cheese in America. And yes, pizza is said to be one of the primary reasons mozzarella has become so popular across the United States.
Hey, who doesn't like a good pizza, bro? And the cheese makes the pizza, man. You can't have a pizza without the cheese.
Pizza moves about 25%. You talked about mozzarella. Pizza moves about 25% of the cheese, you know, in the U.S.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
A tremendous amount of volume.
Pizza was once not the American favorite it is today. Instead, it was a distinctly Italian specialty, found in the mostly Italian sections of cities around the country. But in the middle of the 20th century, pizza went mainstream. Large chains such as Domino's, Pizza Hut, and Little Caesars brought the Neapolitan street food to the masses.
You know what? I literally just had a Domino's like an hour ago. And it's low-key making me want more.
And pizza's reach has been growing ever since.
But that Domino's is better than mine.
A study in 2014 from the USDA found that 1 in 8 Americans aged 2 years or older and more than 25% of all males between the ages of 6 and 19 ate a slice or more on any given day.
Oh, yeah.
The US pizza market was worth more than $45 billion in 2019. Domino's, the world's largest pizza chain, built its business on perfecting the art of rapidly making and delivering pizza to households around the...
I tell you what, they know how to rapidly make a pizza because my pizza came like uncut. Well, not uncut. It was still edible. It was still okay. But, bro, the dough, it was like, you know when you get the dough and like the crust is not that crispy, it's kind of soft? Oh, you know when it's just a little bit undercooked? That's how I got my pizza today, bro.
Country. As it has grown more popular, the pizza market has segmented from cheap slices all the way up to gourmet pies.
Oh, what is that?
Sit-down restaurants, carry-out, delivery, take and bake, and pizzas at the grocery store, fresh and frozen.
What's happening if you look at the whole pizza category and the cheese piece, you still have that value pizza that you can get for $2 at the grocery, all the way up to $20 plus at restaurants. And
you know what? I ain't even gonna lie, bro. The $2 pizza you get, well, I don't know about the American ones, but the £2 pizza, £3 pizza, couple dollar pizza in the UK, bro, they actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. Like, they can be good.
The continued innovation taking place with brick oven pizzas. Now, you know, they're selling $5,000 pizza ovens that people are putting in their backyard.
While pizza is originally Italian, American companies have successfully exported their own version to other countries around the world, even those where cheese is traditionally rarely eaten, such as China. But other varieties of cheese have also benefited from the
China don't really eat cheese that much?
decades-long growth of food service in the U.S. The increasing popularity of cuisines such as Mexican and Southwestern
Yo, what did they put on the nachos, man? You know nachos in China?
food have boosted the popularity of classic American-style cheese varieties such as cheddar and jack.
We partnered with Taco Bell. We started working with them in 2012. They used to view cheese as a garnish like lettuce and tomatoes, and we started showing them all these new innovative properties that cheese can do.
Right.
You know, now they stuff the shell with cheese. You know, we just launched with them a grilled cheese burrito where actually, you know, it's got cheese sauce on the inside and a melty cheese on top. Their consumers love the transformative properties, and so that's just a really fun thing that you see why it's so important to the consumers, because they can use it in so many different ways on the transformation.
Bro, what do you think is the most popular topping you could put on most items of food? Would it be cheese? Because you could put cheese on a lot of different things. And I don't mean like salt or pepper. I mean like it's got to be an actual food. Do you know what I mean? Cheese. What else do you put on a lot of things? Butter, maybe. Butter might be one. I don't know. Cheese might be it, though. Cheese might be it.
The way mozzarella has been able to piggyback on pizza to achieve its popularity says a lot about how the fate of one food product is often tied to that of another. In the middle of the 20th century, another cheesy substance rode high in the US in large part on the popularity of another classic American dish,
burgers.
The fast food hamburger.
Oh, I love a good hamburger.
It is hard to talk about the history of cheese in America without talking about, well, American cheese.
Right.
The yellow-orange slices are famed as essential components of classic American diner staples.
Yo, you know what? I'm not gonna lie when I say this, bro, because like some people give America flack for their like plastic looking cheese. We actually sell the sliced cheese like this in the UK, and it's for like burgers and stuff, right? And we call it, the name that we call it, the nickname is plastic cheese, right? Well, that's what I call it anyway. I don't know about other people. But yeah, a lot of people refer to it as like, it's like what you guys put on your burgers, like these right here, like the American cheese. It is quite plasticky, but I like it, man. I put it on my burger. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I really, really like it.
Such as cheeseburgers, grilled cheese sandwiches, and tuna melts. American cheese is a processed cheese, which means it is made from cheese and some other ingredients that, among other things, help prolong its shelf life and allow it to be smoothly melted.
Right.
Perhaps the best known brand of American cheese, Kraft Singles, are made of milk, cheddar cheese, whey, milk protein concentrate, milk fat, sodium citrate, calcium phosphate, modified food starch, whey protein concentrate, salt, lactic acid, annatto, and paprika extract.
Yo, lactic acid? There's acid in cheese? What, acid that makes you high?
For color, natamycin, which is a natural mold inhibitor, enzymes, cheese culture, and vitamin D3. Apart from slices, such as Kraft Singles,
I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot of different ingredients just for cheese, bruh.
Processed cheese also refers to products such as Velveeta and a range of spreadable cheeses, such as cream cheese and cheese products.
Hold up.
And a range of
strawberry Philadelphia cheese. Don't get me wrong, I love a good Philadelphia cheese, but we don't get it. This is what I'm saying. America's different, bro. You guys get all these different flavors. Strawberry, Philadelphia cheese, honey pecan.
Spreadable cheeses, such as cream cheese and cheese
products. Spicy
jalapeno.
Ooh, that spicy jalapeno cheese, I bet that's really nice.
Such as Easy Cheese and Cheese Whiz. It appears a few different groups of food scientists were working on recipes that would become what we know as American cheese. But in 1916, the Canadian-born American businessman James Lewis Kraft patented the process for producing the American cheese that would make the Kraft brand name famous. Later, American cheese became a staple ingredient on cheeseburgers served all around America and later around the world by fast food giants, perhaps most famously McDonald's.
You look at like it's McDonald's, right? When they the launch of that chain and the launch of the hamburger using American cheese on that kind of just helped.
Hey, McDonald's is banging, bro. I get it all the time, but what is that fry right there? That is dead. Hey, McDonald's, that ain't a good clip.
The launch of the hamburger.
This ain't a good, bro. What's wrong with that fry, bro? It looks all soggy and bending everywhere. It looks like a UK fry. Yo, I don't know what's happened with McDonald's fries, but they used to be so crispy. And every now and again, I'm talking about UK ones. Every now and again in McDonald's, right, you'll get like a batch where it's really crispy and you're just like, oh yeah, I chose a good day to get McDonald's. But then 80% of the time, probably even 90% of the time, because I get McDonald's a lot, they're just soggy chip. They're horrible.
American cheese on
soggy
that kind of just helped install that culture in the world. And I always still tell people the fun fact: if you think about 85% of burgers have cheese on it, and only about 10% of chicken sandwiches have cheese. But I would much rather have the taste of beef versus the taste of chicken. They're kind of side by side. They're kind of bland. Chicken's blander, yet they put more cheese on beef than chicken. So chicken's an opportunity when you think about that.
However, processed cheeses have...
See, I don't know. Like, if you gave me a burger with cheese on and a chicken sandwich with cheese on, I'm going to choose the burger with cheese. I'd rather like onions and lettuce and stuff like that on the chicken.
Declined in popularity over the last decade or so. For example, industry research group IRI told CNBC that processed cheeses, such as slices and spreads, sold in the cheese section of the grocery store dairy aisle have seen sales decline nearly 18% since 1995.
Okay.
From 8.7 pounds per person that year to 7.07 pounds in 2018.
So there's a couple of
it went up a little bit. Big drop here. Look at that.
In 2018.
So there's a couple of categories within dairy that have been struggling over the past few years. One being processed cheese and one being margarine. And so you think about how consumers have moved away from processed foods. Processed cheese and margarine have really struggled over the last 5 years.
Processed cheeses, like processed foods in general, have their critics, who say these long-loved goods are unhealthy examples of America's misapplication of industrial manufacturing methods to food.
Right.
It is not even cheese, say some haters. In a comment to CNBC, Kraft said its process historically brought safe, fresh, and convenient cheese to millions of Americans at a time when that wasn't the norm. Yeah. American cheese continues to be popular in over 60% of households. Kraft also said it makes over 30 flavors of natural cheese in a variety of cuts. Some industry analysts think the decline has to do with these consumer concerns and with the way processed foods are labeled.
Processed cheese has,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is really making me want to have like a cheese board with crackers. And I never get a cheese board with crackers. But right now, I want to get some crackers. I want to get some cheese, slap that on, and just have it. Wait, what are your... Like, for America, right? You guys in America, do you guys snack on crackers like we do in the UK? Like, a lot of the times, especially like parties, I went to a Halloween party last night, right? And one of the main party foods was some crackers and then loads of different cheese slices. Do you guys have crackers a lot for like parties and stuff like that as snack food? And if you do, what's like your go-to cracker toppings? Mine would be cracker, cheese, cracker, butter, cheese, and then pickled, like pickle onions, the brown pickles, cube-looking things. I don't know. Search it up on Google.
I think it suffers from having a
Branson pickle
that from the Code of Federal Regulations, its name is processed cheese, and that has to be on the package, legally. And what does processed mean? A lot of them are, all dairy. It just allows it to have a longer shelf life, and the science behind it allows it to melt just beautifully, and that's why it's so great on a burger, because it's just got that perfect melt. If I want to make a cheese dip, there's not much better than a processed cheese to put that together because of its smooth melt. It's not going to oil off. That's the properties it owns, and it should have.
Okay.
Intriguingly, while grocery sales of processed cheese are down, customers ordering cheese or sandwiches with cheese at the deli counter, whether in a grocery store or elsewhere, seem to be opting for American cheese, the processed kind, at about the same rates they have in the past. Another reason why processed cheese might be falling out of favor is that technology for packaging natural cheese has improved tremendously, undercutting the need for preservatives.
When you shifting forward to the category, really what happened was it was the introduction of all the new flavor cheese, and also I'll call it the packaging systems, and higher quality packaging preserving systems to enable natural cheese to be launched and stay without molding. You know, if you look at like the sliced sandwich cheeses today, you know, you definitely need to, you know, they call them multi-vac systems to be able to preserve, shut, and seal. You know, just with less preservative, right? It
just comes down to, especially for me, what makes it just easy for me. I just want to grab into the packet of cheese, grab some cheese, throw it on, leave the packet in there, you know what I mean? And they'll go off.
Like the natural cheese or the processed cheese have.
It is notable, however, that processed cheese has seen a bit of a resurgence of interest amid the coronavirus pandemic. With more people cooking at home, stocking their pantries, and perhaps eager for nostalgic comfort foods, the fact that processed cheese is processed might actually now be a selling point.
True.
Now faced with, you know, wanting to have stuff, products that had a longer shelf life, that maybe were canned, that, you know, they were shopping in different sections of the store that maybe they hadn't shopped in before. Kraft macaroni and cheese, I think, had a huge uptick in terms of the volume that it sold during COVID. But what we saw processed cheese and margarine all of a sudden see some pretty good growth, which we hadn't seen again for like the last 4 or 5 years.
Kraft told CNBC it has seen double-digit growth in its singles product in 2020 and pointed out that internet searches for grilled cheese sandwiches, which frequently feature Kraft.
Yo, you know what? I need to make an actual like American grilled cheese sandwich, because we have grilled cheeses in the UK, right? But we call it cheese on toast, right? And we just get a slice of bread, toast it a little bit, then you put the cheese on the bread, and then you whack it on in the oven. Right, on the grill, yeah? Well, like the grill part, I don't know, I don't cook too much. But you whack it in there, and then boom, you got it. I need to see if, like, you guys make it any different in America.
Singles are up 30%.
Because I swear, like, you grill, like, you put cheese on the outside, right?
Are largely behind the rise of cheese eating in America, what consumers are buying at grocery stores also shows how the cheese market has changed.
Right.
Stores are stocking ever greater varieties of cheese in an array of forms to make it easier for customers to incorporate cheese into their diets. The aforementioned changes in packaging have had a huge impact, and not just on processed cheese. Historically, grocery store cheese was sold mostly in blocks. Over the last few decades, companies have found ways to package cheese for convenience and to market new categories of products for customers.
Kraft American Singles. These pasteurized processed cheese food slices can make your basic tuna salad sandwich pretty special. They're individually wrapped, so they're easy to open.
Sometimes.
Wait, tuna salad sandwich with cheese? I like tuna sandwiches, bro. Not a lot of people do. But with cheese? Oh, wait, do they go together?
What a company has to do to induce customers to buy cheese is cut it for them. For example, those bags of shredded cheese you see everywhere, they came about in the 1990s when the process for easily shredding and packaging large amounts of cheese was developed. Now, shredded cheese is the biggest seller of natural cheese varieties.
Hey, I'm not surprised. We're lazy. We don't want to. I don't want to be cutting it up.
The entire natural cheese category is worth around $17 to $18 billion, and shredded cheese alone is about $6 billion of that. Customers like the convenience.
Yeah,
one of the things we looked at is once you put a shredded cheese in the household, they just use it so many different ways. I think about a quarter of the use was just people snacking out of it. You know, if you're making a omelet, people still snack. If you're making a quesadilla, they were still snacking before.
Hey, listen, you know what? They're so correct, bro. We do that. Listen, when I'm putting some cheese on something, my hand's going in the bag, and oops, it's got into my mouth.
They made the quesadilla.
So what
it just became a snacking device, and that actually led to different snacking forms being introduced when you go in homes and do the ethnography with the products. That's where you see a lot of the innovation take place. Well, how are you using this?
There is also pre-sliced natural cheese, which is sold in what are called shingle packs because they resemble the shingles found on a roof. But those don't sell as well as whole blocks. Cheese is also cut into crumbles, sticks, cubes, and other snack or garnish sizes. The Baby Bell brand sells small wax-coated wheels of cheese. Brands such as Oscar Mayer and Sargento sell snack packs with cheese, meat,
You know what? This video is just highlighting how, you know what, as UK as well as America, bro, we're cheese crazy. we're cheese crazy. Like, you guys are crazier than this because you guys got totally, like, a lot of these cheese I'm seeing right now, I've never seen in my life.
Dried
Especially like the Philadelphia different flavors, bro. Like, what?
Fruit and chocolate. In some cases, these companies are trying to promote cheese as a portable protein source, capitalizing on interest in high-protein diets. Oscar Mayer even calls one product portable protein packs. It is a way to keep cheese palatable and relevant to customers whose tastes in recent years have increasingly veered toward foods that are at least perceived to be natural and healthy. One potential challenge to cheese is plant-based cheeses. So far, these are a small portion of the market. Only about 3.3% of products competing with processed cheese are plant-based, and 0.1% of those competing with natural cheeses are plant-based. But technology is improving.
Yo, I ain't never seen a plant-based cheese, bro. I wonder how that tastes.
To remain competitive with new rivals like these, cheesemakers are experimenting with technology that can infuse cheese with new flavors, and are even trying out different feeds for dairy cattle, in a similar manner to the trend in grass-fed beef.
You know, I would say in the last decade, you've started seeing, it's more in the higher-end restaurant arenas, but you know, you start to see some cool things. The fusion of cheese, whether it's cheese infused with coffee.
Yo, what if you feed the cow cheese, then what do you get? More cheesier cheese?
Cheese infused
Would that work?
with wine. So you think about how we've evolved the category to a much more experiential type, and then the innovation that's come into that category is really focusing on consumer need states now.
A lot of this innovation makes its way into restaurants before it hits store shelves. Customers have also developed an ever greater interest in cheeses that are craft-made, locally sourced, ethically produced, and environmentally sustainable. The artisanal or craft cheese market in the United States is so far small, but it is growing.
And that's where the artists and cheesemakers really come in and are able to find a niche that they want to expand beyond just the typical cheddar. So they might just move a little bit away and say, I'm going to make a bandage cheddar or a cloth-bound cheddar and age it, and it gives it an extra savory depth or different flavor. They might go, I'm going to make an original cheese, and it's kind of a Parmesan cheddar hybrid.
There are even major cheese competitions among purveyors from the US, Europe, and elsewhere around the world. Chad Gaylor is Vice President of Food Safety and Product Research at Dairy Management, a trade association for the dairy industry. But he is also a judge at some of the largest cheese competitions in the world, where thousands of entries compete for recognition. The largest cheese competitions in the world, where thousands of entries compete for.
You know what? I have seen there's crazy types of cheese, and I listen, I'm a basic guy, bro. I'm just gonna stick to my basic looking cheese. But I know, like, people say, like, the more moldy you go with the cheese, the more tasty it is. And, bro, I don't even want to talk about what some people do illegally in Europe, bro. Like, they're eating cheese with, like, maggots in or something. And they like it, bro. Their country banned it, and they're doing it illegally. They're dealing cheese, mate. They're dealing cheese. Bro. Mad
Recognition.
I can't remember what European country it is, but
they get the flavor before I even taste it. I'm looking at how it looks and the outside, the appearance, and then I get to start tasting it and check that texture. And in my mind, I have a model of what the perfect cheddar, or the perfect brie, or the perfect thing is. How close does it come to that? And that's how we score it on these and so the difference in any category, even the winners, might be tenths, even hundredths of a point when they win, when you add up all 100, 40 or 50 criteria that you're doing, and you take every cheese starts at 100, and then we start taking a few points away. So it's, like I said, they're all delicious, but we're going in there with just everyone that's a judge there probably has,
Hey, I would like to be a judge. Let me be a judge. Can I have the cheese with burgers?
15, 20 years in the industry and has a lot of experience to know what to look for with the cheese, and we're discerning some of the finest details.
Yeah.
In part, it is a response to the considerable portion of imported cheeses sold in the US from countries around the world, especially high-end purveyors in Europe.
The history of it, it used to be if you wanted fancy cheese or flavorful cheese, you bought it from Europe, and now we have US cheeses standing up to and being really at the same quality of those European cheeses.
You know what? I have heard of that before, but I thought that was just like Europeans trying to roast America. Was that like the go-to then? European cheese was better than America, but now America's competing. Because yeah, I've heard a little bit that, you know, Europeans going to American and they complain about the cheese or there's not much cheese. Bro, I'm seeing loads of cheese. I don't know where they're looking.
During the course of a 2.5-day contest, Gaylor and other judges will each test somewhere between 60 and 80 samples of cheese per day.
Wait, what?
Europe tests somewhere between 60 and 80 samples of cheese per day. European countries are among the biggest consumers of cheese in the world. Back in 2014, the International Dairy Foods Association found the French ate 57 pounds of cheese per year, compared with just 34 pounds per person in the United States.
What?
In fact, all of the top 10 cheese-eating countries in the world were all in Europe.
From a global standpoint, from a country standpoint, we don't even break into the top 15.
Yo, listen, this title is Why Americans Eat So Much Cheese. Why does Europe eat so much cheese? Bro, we all eat a lot of cheese.
Per capita consumption. You know, Denmark leads it with 28 kilograms per capita, and the U.S. is down there at 17. So you think 17 to 28, there's still a lot of cheese that we're not consuming, even though we've, more than doubled our consumption since 75.
But if the American appetite for cheese continues to grow, the country could catch up soon enough.
You know what? Listen, cheese is just one of those things that you're always gonna have. You know what I mean? You put it on everything, bro. You put it on everything. But yo, interesting video. I actually really want some cheese and crackers now. I really do. But great video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe for more content. Live every single day on Twitch.tv/L3WG if you guys want to check me out over there. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.